welcome to my Flosstube channel, Thread the Needle. My name is Vani, and we are here for Flosstube number 77, I think. Yes. And I'm going to give you an update on the last 2 weeks of stitching that I had. I've been following along with my rotation plans that I came up with for this year. And so far, so good. It's been going well. So we're going to jump right in with my main rotation piece, which is the anniversary stitch that I have. I call it an anniversary piece because I'm celebrating a pretty significant anniversary with my husband this year. It is 2025 and we are celebrating 25 years. Pretty sure I'm not going to finish it in time for our anniversary, but he will get it this year at some point. So it is a portrait of the two of us, and in the last 2 weeks I put in 771 stitches, and we're getting closer to a finish of the top of his head. So I think since the last time the eye section got filled in a little bit more in the hair, and the ear section right here. So I want to keep going on there and continue on as I have been, because it's really making progress and I'm really enjoying it now, which is good because I didn't want it to get to a point where I wasn't enjoying it, and sometimes it was the case last year, and so I don't want it to be like that this year. I'm still really enjoying this, so I look forward to it. I was able to finish a couple of the diagonals up there, and now I'm moving into this corner right here, so it's really, really nice now. Let's see. Next up, we have my next focus piece, which is Ganesh. And in the last 2 weeks, I put in 862 stitches on this one. And we were really close to a diagonal finish in the last video, so I got that diagonal finish and moved on to filling in the next diagonal. So this is where we are with Ganesh. And it's one of my favorite pieces to work on. That's, you know, as a whole, it's really lovely. I think in the month end, maybe I'll take it off of the frame and show you the whole piece. But I'm really hoping to keep on going. And if it goes the way that it has been, then I'll think I will get another few diagonals complete. I just realized as I'm looking at it from here, but I think that's the tip of his trunk. So that's really cool. It's really cool when details emerge, because you really can't pay attention to what it is that you're stitching on when it's so up close and personal to your face. You're like this close to it and you're stitching on it, and you don't realize you're just following along the pattern and stitching as you go on, and you don't realize what detail it is that you're actually working on. So I really like taking a step back sometimes and looking at the piece from afar, and you really get to see all the details emerge. So that's that. Next up is my retreat piece that I also try to work on every time I sit down. Just 50 stitches a day, and I'm almost close to finishing this section, so it'll be ready for my retreat in a couple of months. So I want to get that complete so that it won't be part of my rotation anymore. So as you can see, I'm very close to a finish. I just have to finish this section here. So it looks like, to be fair, I mean, maybe a couple hundred stitches. It could be a little bit more. I'm not good at judging how many stitches are left. To be fair, that's probably more than a couple of hundred stitches left. But I'm almost finished that section. I can't wait to get it ready for my next retreat. I think there was a couple of people wondering which weekend I'm attending Stitch North. I'm going to weekend 1. So if you're there as well, please stop by my table and say hi. Okay, so next up I'm going to share my rotation pieces. Nope, my daily 50 pieces. So the daily 50 means that for the first 2 weeks of the month, or every 2 weeks, I stitch on one of my daily 50 rotation pieces, 50 stitches a day, or every time that I stitch. So that means every month there will be 2 pieces from my daily rotation list of projects. And for this one, from February 1st to the 14th, I selected Golden Promises. and here's where we are at. It might be a little hard to pick out the progress that I actually made on it because a lot of the colors were light colors. So there was a lot of this beige. I put in some Krynic. So that's the sparkly bits. So there's a lot of Krynic in the, let me see if I can get that to focus on the sparkles. No, it's really hard. So a lot of the Krynic was in this section here, right here, and a little bit here. Then we got into some peachy pinky colors, which you really can't tell, but making progress. So I'm glad that came around for some extra stitching in my rotation. So that was for my daily 50 selection for the last 2 weeks. And now we move on to my main rotations. So my main rotations, I think I have selected 10 projects that I want to see some kind of movement on this year. And so every time I spin the wheel and it selects a project for me, I stitch 500, at least 500 stitches on it. Some get a little bit more, some get none of them I do less than 500. Sometimes it'll take me 3 days, minimum 3 days. And sometimes it takes me 4 or 5 days to get that 500 stitches in. But it's been working so far, and I'm actually seeing progress on these projects. And because there's only 10 in my main rotation, I hope they'll come around more often this year. This time it was Mini Moose Crossing. And this is where we are at with the progress. This is one of those pieces that I am just so enthusiastic about the detail. It just looks so real, especially when you hold it a little bit further back. The tree looks so real. The branches look so real. The pine needles, like everything, it just looks so real. I don't know if you can actually tell what my progress was. I think I put in 552 stitches, and it was just a lot of confetti stitches. All the way through that diagonal, it was just confetti on confetti on confetti. But progress is progress. So I'm happy with that. It's really nice. Finally, the last piece that I put in as a main rotation, but it's going to end up being in my daily 50 pile, is the new start that I was supposed to start with Stitchin' Mommy. And she was able to start it on time last month, but I didn't because I wasn't on the ball and I didn't order my fabric on time. But I got it. I got my fabric from Kaylee. Kaylee 10 Stitches. Her shop is the sewing shop. And it's just a piece of 25 count even weave. I decided to go that high of a count because it is a humongous piece. And what am I talking about? My new start is Bits and Bobbins by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I finally got the new start in, and here we are. So I have no idea how far Sarah is, but I do know she's enjoying it just as much as I am. It's just so much fun to work on. I'm not a super huge fan on working on anything 25 count or higher, just because I'm not a fan of stitching with one strand of floss, because I find it a little flimsy and I'm always afraid, and a fray's easier for me. But with this, I didn't mind it just because the colors are just so amazing. I don't know, can you really, there we go. The pinks and the purples, I already know this is going to be so much fun to stitch on, and I cannot wait for when, I keep looking down at my mic, and I don't know if I'm blocking the mic or not every time I put my arm over, so I'm so sorry. I cannot wait for this to come around in rotation again. It was so much fun to work on this time. And because I was just trying my darndest to finish that corner diagonal section, I put in 795 stitches. So that's 795 stitches. And I stopped there, and only stopped there because I didn't have that color in that top corner of stitches. So I have it now. So the next time it comes around in rotation, I will definitely stitch on it. So I'm very happy with the progress that I've made in the last 2 weeks. I didn't get to stitch as much as I wanted to, but I expected this. Not every week or every day is going to be a good stitching day. Even if I picked up a project and put in a few stitches, that makes me happy. Happy. So I'm going to stop it right there and say happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Today is February 15th, so yesterday was Valentine's Day. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Now, less than 2 weeks, because as we know, the month of February does not have a full 2 weeks. So you'll see me sooner rather than later. Thanks everyone. Bye.